Hi, I'm Paul Zak. Welcome to Ask an Academic. I'm a tenured professor here at Claremont Graduate University, and it's my 28th year here. So you think in 28 years I would have learned something. We have some questions now from the internet. Let's see what we can discover. All right, question 1. From the perspective of a neuroscientist, what is the secret to happiness? So there are 5 core pillars of happiness: diet, exercise, sleep, having a rich social network, and having a sense of purpose and acting on it. My work over the last 20 years has quantified what it means to have a rich social network. So what does rich mean? How many friends you have on your phone and Facebook? That's not a quality, that's a number. So we've identified how the brain values social emotional experiences. This is a network in the brain I've called immersion. Oh, I may have even written a book about this. How exciting is that? And so immersion, we've shown, is a way that we value the interactions we have that have emotional value. And we've shown recently that people need 6 of these peak immersion moments per day to build up their emotional fitness. In other words, if you have 6 high value interactions per day, then you're actually building up your mental health. If you have 4, you're maintaining, and 3 or less, you begin to have depressive symptoms. You have low mood and low energy. So we've actually created a free app called 6 that anyone can download for free and use, so you can find out which of those activities you do every day are most valuable to you, and you can build up your happiness. So quickly, let's do number 5, purpose. Whatever your purpose in life is, what gives you energy, what you love doing, those things almost always involve other people and therefore are likely to induce these peak immersion moments and add to that 6 or even more to build up your emotional fitness. So where does happiness come from? Eat a moderate diet, don't eat too much, and mostly plant-based. Get enough sleep, for most people 7 to 8 hours a night. Exercise regularly, that means generally 20 minutes a day, even walking is plenty. Invest in your social relationships to build up the richness of your social network, and identify what gives you energy, what makes you feel like you're a valuable human on the planet, and act on that. Question 2, is there a happiest day of the week? And is there a happiest time of day? So we've got over 50,000 brain observations because we've created a distributed neuroscience technology that measures neurologic immersion from algorithms we apply to signals from smartwatches and fitness wearables. So we can answer the question about the happiest time of day and day of week with those 50,000 observations. And the answer will not surprise you. Happiest day of the week, of the work week, is Friday. Happiest times are mornings. Weekends are marginally happier than Fridays. The difference here is that we get a lot of value from working together on projects with a goal, and that tends to happen at work. So for most people, we actually see more peak value moments during the week than we do on the weekends. During leisure, I'm just hanging out, drinking, watching TV, hanging out with my friends. That's valuable, but there's no goal, there's no real investment in getting something done. As social creatures, we love to work with others on joint projects. It's very natural for us to work, and so a lot of those peak value moments come during work. Question 3, what does the brain do when we sleep? And the adjunct to that is, what the heck's going on with dreams and why they're so weird? So we've learned a lot about sleep in the last 2 decades. One of the most important things that sleep does is allows the brain to wash out toxins that develop as any cell, including cells in the brain, are active. The brain is doing less activity, and therefore pathways open up that flush out toxins. So people who chronically don't get enough sleep are at higher risk for dementia because those toxins begin to accumulate slowly over time. Why are your dreams so weird? So dreams are how the brain helps to categorize information. So when you're sleeping, whatever interesting things happen to you that day, or sometimes way in the past, are being categorized into bins. And those bins are like something else I've seen before, or toss this out, not very important. So what I had for breakfast last Monday, not very important, flush it out. But I was on a trip last week. So what happened on my trip when I met this person from Google who really likes the work I'm doing and wants to talk to me again, that's important. To summarize, 2 things happen, maybe 3 things. The immune system is active, and the second, your brain is categorizing and or throwing out information that's not so relevant, and then revisiting and adding new information to information that is relevant. And that's why your dreams seem kind of weird, because you're pulling from stuff that happened long ago, matching it with things that happen today, and then trying to make sense of it all. Question 4, can I train my brain to be happier? Great question. So you want to train your brain in lots of ways. So recent research from Oxford University has shown that about 50% of your happiness is due to the quality of your social relationships. So if you are eating well, sleeping well, talking to people, what you really want to do is train yourself to be a better connector, to be a better friend, to be a better colleague at work. Here's a funny example that I applied to myself so I can be a better connector, which is some years ago, I decided to talk to people in elevators. I think it's super weird that as social creatures, we're in a box for 20 or 30 seconds and we pretend like no one else is there. So I started saying hi to people, and about half the people I said hi to in the elevator freaked out, which for some reason makes me happy. And the other 50%, I had a nice 20 or 30 second conversation with them. It makes the time pass and it trains myself to be a better connector. Question number 5, how do extraordinary experiences increase happiness? This may bum you out, but your brain's a very lazy organ. It's lazy because it's about 3% of body weight, but takes about 20% of your calories to run. As a result, your brain wants to idle most of the time. It does that by establishing these default pathways that manifest as habits, so you just do the same thing over and over. But extraordinary experiences bounce us out of that habitual behavior, and they induce something that neuroscientists call neuroplasticity. That is, they induce the brain to open up these new valuable pathways that can make your life better. Peak immersion moments train us to be more present. If I'm distracted, I'm not going to have a great experience. They open us up to being more emotionally resonant. We absorb more emotional information from the people and experiences around us. So this will shock you since I'm a big athletic person, but I'm a huge movie crier. I cry at every movie. Bambi's mother dies, I cry. I blame my children on that. I was never a movie crier before my children, but those children and maybe those movies have opened me up emotionally so that I'm a better parent, I'm a better spouse, I'm a better colleague, because I am more in touch with my emotional state and the emotional state of others. So to summarize, peak value experiences train our brains to be more present and more emotionally open, and therefore make people want to be around us more and improve our happiness. Thanks for listening. This is Paul Zak. I'm a professor at Claremont Graduate University. I teach courses in neuroscience. I teach courses in the science of extraordinary experiences, how we wow customers, how we create amazing experiences for employees. You can find more up in my book, Immersion, The Science of the Extraordinary and the Source of Happiness. And you can find me at getimmersion.com, immersion with an I. And our free happiness app is called Six, S-I-X.